Hey guys, welcome back to the LBC Mom Blog. My name is Shannon Burns. I am the owner and creator of LayeredByCake.com. I'm here today with a very special guest, Dawn Bane, an independent designer with Keep Collective. I am super excited to introduce you guys to her because we have a really fun topic to cover today. And I have a little bit of a confession. I am not a very good jewelry buyer, jewelry designer, jewelry putter together type of person. That person, that's not me. I can do clothes all day long, but there is something to be said about accessories and how to style them and how to complete your outfit. And it definitely makes all the difference in the world to have a really great fitting outfit. Maybe you have great details on the pieces that you're wearing, but finishing off the outfit with the perfect accessories is really the right way to finish your outfit. So today we're going to talk to Dawn about how to style and layer your jewelry like a fashionista, because that's what a true fashionista does. She doesn't just throw on her clothes and go out the door. She always makes sure she has great accessories to complete her outfit. Okay, Dawn, I'm going to hand it over to you and go ahead and just do a brief introduction about you and the company that you represent, and we can dive right in.
Okay, sounds good. Hi, everyone. I'm Dawn Bane, like she said. So I am an independent designer with Keep Collective, but I'm also a full-time interior designer. So I tell people that I design from sun up to sundown, which is very true. And I'm often late because I have to put my accessories on, and that is more important to me than well, not remembering my son's lunch, but really, like, I will be 10 minutes late over not having my arm candy on. So no, I'm really excited to be here and to talk to you just a little bit about jewelry and how it really is like the icing on the cupcake. And Shannon does such an amazing job like dressing that cupcake. So it really is kind of like the cherry on top, completing your outfit. So super excited to be here.
Good deal. Yeah. And I definitely always rely on Dawn personally. I talk to her outside of our Facebook group community, always asking her like, well, what are you seeing in the design community with the colors for this season? Or because everything that you do in interior design also infiltrates into fashion and jewelry and all of these other things that we heavily rely on, that I think a lot of people who, if you aren't in a creative industry, you don't really understand how that all comes together and how it has this down effect into all these different industries. So I really do appreciate the friendship that Dawn and I have as well, because she's so smart. She's so like right in that on the cusp of these industries and always on the threshold of like what's coming up and what's new. So if you have a moment today too in any of the topics that you're speaking about, I would love to hear about some of the color stories too, because I'm always curious to know like what are the trending colors, especially going into this fall and holiday season.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I will start a little bit with that because I had the luxury of sitting in on a meeting with some pretty high up people over at Pantone, which if you don't know what that is, it's kind of like the universal color chart. And I was kind of blown away because they just talked so much about how purples is going to be huge in the next few years. And browns and beiges and taupes and creams are back. Like, gray is always going to be a statement. It's always going to be there, but the browns and the natural tones and mixing of like the leathers and the woods, and that's kind of through fashion and through jewelry and design. So that was pretty exciting. And from somebody who loves those spice, like just those spice jewel tones, I was super excited to see that.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're definitely seeing it in apparel. Actually, the piece that I have on is from our LBC Lush collection this month. This is a cute little shawl that we have in like this mocha color, and it transfers into those. So it's got that warm kind of taupey color. And even the jewelry set that we have this month with Lush has those same kind of warm tones. Everything is going away from the cool tones into the warmer color stories, and we're seeing it in fashion all across the board, like tons of browns, taupes, tans, all of those are back.
Absolutely. And I'll say even kitchens. We're getting away from white kitchens, and it's a lot more mixing woods, which is exciting because we do like 1,000 white kitchens a year, which they're beautiful and they're classic. But that kind of brings me into just talking about your personality in general when it comes to how you accessorize. The big thing is to not not be yourself, if that makes sense. If you are a very classic, simple, more like preppy or kind of person, you probably wouldn't be caught dead in these large leather feather earrings, which my next style is boho. And I am kind of like a boho queen. I love all things that are boho. And so that's just important too to think in mind. And if you're more trendy and you like what's right on trend, or if you're more sporty, just stay true to yourself when it comes to jewelry, because if you're uncomfortable, that's going to show. And I think that's just a really big part of picking out jewelry, is if you are naturally drawn to it or drawn to smaller pieces and not the statement pieces, that you fill your wardrobe with things you actually are going to wear, with the occasional pieces that surprise you, which Shannon is really great at in her boutique, because so many times you'll see something and be like, I will never wear that. And then everyone orders it in Lush and you're like, oh my gosh, I need it. And then you buy it and you're like, this is amazing. I would have never picked this out for myself.
Okay.
But it works.
I was going to say for a second, I don't know where this is going, but I hope this ends out well, because I hope that I'm not constantly posting items that you're like, oh yeah, no.
No, but like, and I'm like all about trying those, offbeat things. But I know a lot of people are like, I will not wear a romper, or I will not wear a jumpsuit. Totally. And then how many people will be like, this is the best thing since sliced bread. Like, this does work on a mom bod. And I think that jewelry is a lot like that too. I had a question from one of my friends that she's in her upper 30s. And she's like, my biggest problem with jewelry is finding something that's age appropriate. And I said, the thing is, you might think that you look silly in something because you see a 20-year-old wearing it, but you can rock it too. And it's just about having the right pieces that you're pairing it with. You might have the big statement earrings and you're not pairing it with, the same thing that they're wearing, but it can work together with your style as well. So I just feel like confidence is such a big part of accessorizing too. And even just trying new things in fashion in general. I know that my mom, I was telling her about layering, and she did purchase a few necklaces to layer, and she looks amazing with it, but I think it was a little bit out of her comfort zone too. And now it's just kind of part of what she does, and it looks amazing, but it's hard to get out of your comfort zone. It did not feel like, oh gosh, do I look weird? Or but yeah, you just really have to rock it.
That's huge. And that speaks true for our community as well with apparel. I hear it so much, and it's probably, I'll be honest, one of my biggest pet peeves. That sounds terrible, but it's like, there is nothing that breaks my heart more than hearing a woman say, I can't wear that. Mm-hmm. And then I'm standing there like, why not? Is there a rule? Did somebody else make that up? Did somebody come into your bedroom last night and told you, oh no, girl, like, that's not for you. So who is it setting these rules too? That's my other thing about confidence. It's get out of your own way first. You know what I mean? Like, don't limit yourself to feeling and looking your best and feeling amazing because you're scared to try something new, or you're not quite sure it works for you. And joining communities like ours online, and you have a wonderful Facebook group page too. And if you'll allow me, I would love to share the link to your group page under this video as well. Because Dawn does a great job in her group page to where you feel really welcomed in your group page, to where you can post a photo like our community does. Girls will post photos and say, does this work? Does this shoot with you? Can I do this? Can I not? These are all those things that I think we just need, that community of girls rallying for us and saying, heck yeah, girl, that looks amazing, Yeah,
absolutely. And I think as moms, so many of us, we don't get to go out shopping with our friends like we used to, like before kids, before marriage. I remember back to college days when my best friends, we would go to Target for 4 hours and try on clothes. And they were so brutally honest that you'd be like, okay, I guess I'm not buying that. But it's so nice to have that on an online community that I could be like, left shoe or right shoe, like Jenna did the other day. And it was everyone was right on board. And it's so nice because we are busy. We're moms. We are balancing work and husbands and kids and schedules. And so I do think that just the Facebook groups in general for fashion and especially because it's something that probably the first thing I feel like moms like give up when they become moms. Like, and I hear that a lot, which is, I don't have time for jewelry. I don't go anywhere. I don't need to wear jewelry because I'm changing diapers all day. And I just laugh because I'm like, you guys would die that like, I literally will go pick out my keep to stay at home and do nothing, but it makes me happy. And it makes me feel like I'm put together, and I might have pajama pants on or leggings, but I'm still going to wear my bracelets, you know, and it might not be my big earrings I'm wearing that day, but it's something, because I do feel like accessories can make you feel put together in a way, you know, that you probably would surprise yourself.
Absolutely. And I think you absolutely nailed it. It makes me feel happy. Can we put that quote somewhere? It's so simplistic.
Yeah.
It's so true. Do the little silly things that you feel weird professing about that make you utterly happy and joyful. Amen.
Exactly. And a little bit about, I was going to show you some pieces today of like kind of basic pieces that should be in your wardrobe of accessories. Okay. But something about our line at Keep Collective is that everything has a meaning. We have a lot of things with engravables. And so, for instance, like my necklace today, because I went with a big statement earring, I don't usually go with a lot on the front. I kind of keep that a little bit more simple. Mm-hmm. But my necklace has my kids' initials on it. So I feel like even if I'm in my pajamas, like I shower with this, I don't really usually take it off because I feel like I'm keeping them close. So jewelry to me always means a little bit more than just sparkle, but it kind of helps tell my story. And all of your stories are beautiful and deserve to be celebrated. So that's a little bit more about Keep. But I'm just kind of going to segue a little bit into, since I started talking about the statement pieces. Yeah. And I feel like it's a really great rule of thumb to, if you have statement earrings, you can keep and still wear necklaces and bracelets. Heck yeah. But keep it a little bit more simple so that those are being the main statement. Yeah. If I wanted to wear smaller earrings, for instance, these I got from Shannon and I'm obsessed, but they are the little triangle ones with like the tortoiseshell and the mother of pearl. They're beautiful. Yeah. But for instance, I'll just put one on for you. So if I would wear this, and if this is more your style, if you are more of a classic person, and then I think it's okay to wear more of a necklace, right? So that's beautiful. And this is kind of just a great, you know, lariat. Is that what they're called? I should know that. Yeah. Look, but when you put something like this on, you can even layer it a little bit more if you can see that. Yes. But with this simple earring, and I feel like that works, and it's almost more of a professional look, something that I would probably wear to work, and not feel like, oh gosh, she's got so much on, because this helps calm it down. Yeah. Versus this, which is like my go-to, right? Right. So I think that a great rule for statements is just keep it at one. And your idea of a statement piece might be different than the person next to you. And that's okay, because some people, this would be like, oh, that's so not me, when other people love that. So just stay true to you when it comes to that. And then since we're kind of on the layering topic, a great rule for layering is keep it to 2 or 3. Usually when it gets past 3, you're going to feel a little bit more constricted. And you know, when your top has any kind of pattern on it, I don't love wearing longer necklaces on top of that unless they're really simple. Mostly because mixing of patterns is awesome when it comes to fashion and interior design, but when you've got a really busy stone on a really busy shirt, that's going to feel a little bit overwhelming. So keeping it more simple is a great idea. My little guy is starting to wake up too, so I hope that he doesn't run in here, so bear with me. That's okay. And another kind of topic about layering other than necklaces is, I'm going to kind of pick this up and bring you over with me on my journey to necklaces. This is another statement necklace that I have paired with another little disc. And like in this look, I've got everything in rose gold. And this is like another really boho look. But then we can also do layering in a much more classic, simple look delicate. So it really is just, that's a 2 look. This is the 3 look. I have a really tiny one up on top that I never take off. So now I got to remember where this was at. Bear with me here. Oop, sorry. But so layering can be trendy. It can be classic. It can be boho. It's just about finding pieces that you love and having them at different lengths. So the best thing about our necklace line and a lot of other people's necklaces line is that they're going to have different holes so that you have options of where it hits.
Right.
And usually it's like a 3-inch difference. So being able to play with that is super important so that you know that your neckline, it's going to work with it and it's not going to sit right where that neckline hits and disappears. And so look for that when you're jewelry shopping. Look to see if there's an adjusting, you know, usually there's like 3 different spots you can put it on, like 16, 17, 18. And that is definitely a good place to invest your money, is in a necklace like that. Okay. Yeah. Do you have any feedback on that?
Let me ask you real quick on the ones that you're wearing. I didn't see that you had that smaller one on until you pointed it out. But what is the length that you're like? What do you find is like a very common length that works with most necklines? Like so if you were going to pick one piece that you feel like would be most versatile and standard across the board, what would be the length of like the chain length for that? That
would be like 16. Okay. Is a great length. And this is on the 18-inch setting, but if I wasn't layering, a 16 would be just a little higher.
So it's kind of right at the base of your collarbone, like right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. That's just a great place because most necklines aren't going to be higher than that. Like, I'm not sure if mock turtlenecks are in this season or not, but if you have a higher neckline, I think that a longer necklace just works better. Right. Because you've got that much neckline. Yes. For instance, this necklace is I believe it's a 30, and it's also a great layering one with this, but it usually sits right above your belly button.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of the ones that came with the Lush sit right there. And I love that length because I feel like it's drawing attention down a little bit to your neckline, and just lays really nicely with the shorter necklaces.
Yeah, I love the idea of putting it with the shorter. We haven't played with that a lot. But again, that's why I wanted to bring you on too, because I feel like you have a great selection of, you know, smaller, daintier pieces that are really good quality. And I feel like if you're going to go with a daintier piece, that's kind of more of an investment piece, which I think is the mindset's a little backwards. You would think that the smaller pieces would be less expensive, but quite honestly, they're a little bit more expensive, especially if you get something that's real gold, you know, that you can wear all the time.
Exactly.
And the piece that you have engraved too, like you want that one to be something you can wear, and you're going to spend a little bit more on something like that. It's a special.
Exactly. And like this one, the really tiny one, I never ever take it off because it is diamonds, and you probably could not even see them because they're so little, but the chain is very dainty. And I love that because when you have 3 necklaces with the same chain thickness, you're going to get like into tangle issues, and you're going to get into it just feeling a little bit more chunky. So it's kind of nice to have different, like, you know, this has a completely different texture than this one and then this one. So it just works when you layer it together.
That's an awesome point too, because I really didn't even think about the chains being different, but that's such a good point.
Yeah.
It's the same with apparel too. Like you don't want to mix you don't want to put all of the same together. You want to be, you know, have different dimensions. Same thing with like mixing prints. You would do a smaller print with a bigger print. You want to make sure that they're kind of opposite of each other to create more interest.
Yep. And that brings me even to like picking out tile for clients. Right. I'm like, you can't have all glossy tile. You need to have a matte, you know, so like so much of it is art and design based. So like, I know you went to fashion design background and I've got an interior design background, but the principles of design are the same. Exactly. And I feel like maybe that is why I fell in love with Keep Collective so much, because I felt like I love designing for them. Like I love being able to stack and to mix, because it's really using all those elements to pull it all together, which is really fun.
And that's what I love most about what you do in your group page too, because do you have any examples of the bracelets, by the way? The little Can you show them all those? Because
yeah.
I'm absolutely obsessed with these, you guys. Like, the options are endless.
They are really endless. And so I was going to flip the camera over and kind of show you, well, let me see if I can just scoot up, kind of show you what I've got on today. I have on these 2 bangles, and then I've got on a leather bracelet, and then this one is actually combined into a triple. Okay. So a great, and I'll read you what this one says. It says, my birthstone is a grape because I love wine. Oh, so funny. And then I've got a wine glass charm and a high heel on there because, you know, why wear flats when you can wear a heel. But so this part of Keep Collective, we are really into charms, but also these stacking pieces that are really easy to just put on and off. Yeah. And the thing that I love about the stacking pieces are, like, these are for birthstones. So this is my son's birthstone month. But they are just so easy. So even if you are just running to the store and you're like, oh, I look like a hot mess. Do you know how easy it is just to, I have so many, just to throw on a few and feel way more put together. I really feel like that. And a great method of stacking bracelets is kind of what we just talked about, which is texture. And when you have a leather bracelet, I know Benny's awake. Do you want to come say hi? But then you can't come back out. Yeah, because I'm going to get you. Say hi. 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 Okay.
Oh, you're so cute.
Okay. Sorry.
Totally fine.
Okay, don't go get Benny yet. Guys, mom life. So, but you're going to get leather, and if you mix leather in with some metal tones, yeah. And for instance, I love like the wood ones, right? Bringing in like what we talked about earlier, yeah. Bringing in different wood. Hold on, Bear.
You want to grab him? No worries, you're fine. Okay.
I'm back. So just textures are so important with when you're mixing your arm party, and I love to mix metals, mix materials, mix colors, because that's an old rule. Don't mix silver and gold, or don't mix rose gold and gold. It's right. All a big lie. Just like that kind of goes to the confidence thing. A lot of people are like, I only wear silver. And that's why Keep Collective has a ton of options that have mixed. This is like such a versatile piece because most of our pieces actually have mixed metals. So this has silver and rose gold all connected in it. So it's super easy to just pair with both. Yep. And it's a great tie-in piece for those who are nervous about mixing. And this is going to happen in most of our bracelets that aren't leather. This is another one that has silver and rose gold mixed. And then we have a lot that are gold and silver mixed. So it's just an absolute great, easy way to do that.
I really love pieces like that you can incorporate that have the metals already mixed for you.
Yes.
Because I feel like even for me, that gives me the confidence to say, okay, great. I have one piece that's already mixing it together. So it makes sense if I pop on a stud that's one color and then my necklace is a different color or whatever, it makes it all work together. So I love pieces like that because that's what we're doing as well in our Lush box this month. The jewelry that we have, we're seeing the same thing with the jewelry that we're bringing into the shop. It's all mixing of the metals. Even some stuff is warms and cools are mixing together in very creative ways that make it okay to where you can mix those together in your outfitting too, which I love.
Yes, absolutely. We are, one of our like gift options for Keep this season is this bracelet, which is turquoise and silver. And they're pairing it with this gold turquoise. And people's mind is blown because the metals don't match. Yeah. And the artsy person in me is like, that's amazing. Like, exactly. It's so much more versatile when you can actually mix it. And now if you have a gold wedding ring or a silver wedding ring, it all just works. So
right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so that's what's great about your group page too and your community. Like, I think you do a really good job in there of explaining your expertise and showing, like, the bracelets for me, I'll be perfectly honest, they're so confusing. Like when I go to look at the charms, I'm like, I don't know which ones to put with what. I mean, I like them, but I'm like, what do I do? So I love when you post a bracelet that's like pretty much fully complete with the little stones or the saying or the charms. I'm like, yeah, just give me all that. That's perfect.
Yes, yes.
So, which I think a lot of my
and that's why I think I love my job, because I'm a designer. So when someone says, hey, I have no idea what I like, I just ask, tell me about your family. Tell me about you. What do you do? What are your favorite colors? And then I do all the work, which is so much fun, because it is overwhelming for people because we have so much.
No kidding.
But I just, no, not yet, buddy. Now we got another one that's awake.
No worries. We're finishing up here.
But I just really quickly wanted to talk a little bit about stones too.
Yes.
In being able to wear those on bracelets, because we see a lot of them on necklaces. We see some into earrings as well. But we have a great line that kind of ties things in. So even by mixing like silvers and browns, and it's just about the texture change that's really, really fun. And just getting out of your own head, kind of like Shannon said, when it comes to mixing and being okay with things not being matchy. We're kind of past the days of matching earrings and necklace sets, and we are more like pulling out a color. If I would wear this brown, I would absolutely pair them with these black leather earrings.
Yes.
And
super cute.
It's just people like brown and black. Yes, brown and black.
So good together.
Yes. So, it really is okay to mix metals, I promise.
I love it. I love it. I think you touched on like every single one of the big, like old rules that really don't apply anymore. So I'm really glad that you touched on those as well, because I talk about the same things in my community. Again, all of these rules apply to apparel as well. But I'm so glad that we're talking about them in regards to jewelry, because I think that it can be really confusing. Like I said, for me, I am not a jewelry specialist. That's not my forte. I love apparel. I love clothing. I love fabrics. That's more my forte, which is why I have Molly here at the shop, because she's really good at jewelry. Molly. So I let her do all the jewelry buying, and she's doing a fabulous job. But I think like learning how to put it together, this has been really, really helpful tutorial. So thank you.
Good.
So we'll definitely put your information below. Group page is the best way to contact you if they want to get in touch.
Yep, that's perfect.
Okay, because I highly recommend you guys check out what Dawn has to offer. Like I said, I don't carry the smaller jewelry pieces, and I think those are really staple items that you need to have in your jewelry arsenal, for lack of a better word, to make sure that you can layer and do some of these kind of, I love the boho look, so I love what you have on. I love it with all 3 necklaces and the big statement earrings. Like that's totally my jam too, but we've already determined that we're style sisters, so that's
totally.
So I'm not surprised there. But whatever your look is, or if you guys are confused on your style with your jewelry, reach out to Dawn. She's definitely our expert, and that's why I wanted to bring her into our community. You guys probably already know her because she is very active in our group page as well.
I love it.
But I'm just so happy that I could bring you onto our blog and share all of your expertise here as well. So we'll definitely put we'll put her website, the group page, and am I missing anything else?
My Instagram, we could do that too.
Okay, so we'll do Instagram, group page, and her website so you guys can connect with her. She's amazing on social. She's super fun to follow. So definitely guys, make sure you follow her on Instagram and join her group page.
Thank
you. Dawn, thank you so much.
Thank
I know
you.
To attend to, but all of this has been super helpful, and I just really appreciate it. You're a fabulous fashionista. I admire you. You inspire us in our community. And we're just so grateful to have you a part of the LBC community as well. So,
well, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. All right, you guys, until next week, we will see you on the next video blog. I hope you guys enjoy this one. And again, reach out to Dawn. Okay. Bye guys. Have a good one.